on establishment like a hospital?
I didn't say it has
the
no say.
licensing.
I'm asking you, Senator MAINA, and I'm sure you understand what I'm asking.
I am showing you the nexus and the relationship.
Hold on. Hear the question, then you can respond. How should the hospital, the president, or even the CS intervene in a private entity? Based on what law and guidelines? They just, right now, they even need a transition board of management, which helps them to come into terms with what their constitution states. But for the time being, actually, if I was the president, I would request them to dissolve that board. Sorry, based on what law? Based on their constitution, Sam. The constitution has no problem. They have their constitution. Ask for dissolution. They have their constitution. What is the role of a patron if he has no right to do that? Tell me. He can guide them. He can guide them. He can guide them. He can guide them to resolve the disputes. Do you think that role needs to be contained in the constitution? Listen, Sam, listen. This is a hospital where they have taken one another to court, first of all.
Surely we can't sit here.
The only way...
Then it means we have nothing we are doing here.
Senator Onyonka, honestly, she's finishing. Then
cut it. Allow us to intercept because I'm doing nothing here.
Senator MAINA,
until I finish, you won't get the chance.
Sorry, don't.
Yeah, you see, that's how dictators. That's how dictators are created. He now thinks she's not letting me.
Hear my question. And
he should respect me when I'm on the floor.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much, guys, for your great support. It's a great Monday, and it's another new week that I know that all is going to be well. First of all, I'm planning to go to the children's home today to talk to the director and all that. So probably the next video, I'm going to give you way forward on how we can start helping those children. But I really feel like we need to do something this morning, or I really talk about this so that at least we can see what's going on or what's happening. I really wonder. I'm really wondering why you find out that some of these leaders are still really on the neck of Kenyans or on the nerves of Kenyans, trying to defend this government. And of course, we have to understand one thing, that defending this government right now, it's very difficult. There is nothing as difficult as defending this government of William Ruto. Because basically, you don't know where to start, you don't know where to end, you don't know how to go about it. Today in the morning, during the day break on Citizen TV, Sam GITUKU had got 4 guests. Number one, there was Nelson KOECH, the guy that said that police officers are supposed to kill Gen Zs. The guy that talked about shoot to kill, and then a year or two later came back and apologized for his statement, saying that maybe he said those statements out of frustrations. I don't know whether when he was saying that he was apologizing to the Gen Zs, he was apologizing so that at least he can be forgiven, or maybe he was apologizing maybe to test how Gen Zs would react, or I don't know, because I was trying to now, you say that people should be shot to be killed, right? And then the same thing happened. So what do you think your apology is going to do? Is it going to revive those who are died? Is it going to bring those people who are shot by the police back to life? Or what is your apology going to do? That is, imagine, and that one is a senator. And the second person we have got Veronica MAINA. Veronica MAINA is also a nominated senator. I want us to understand something here. There is one of the major things that I normally fail to understand, especially with these people that are nominated. You see, nominated members of parliament, nominated senators, these people normally feel like they can defend. They're always defending the government. Hata kama serikali imefanya kitu mbaya, they're defending the government. Right now, Veronica MAINA is defending. Is defending Nairobi Hospital, William Ruto, the government of Nairobi Hospital. The third person, of course, we had Njeri, that is the Kirinyaga women rep. and we also had Onyonka. So I want us to go step by step. And first of all, I want us to listen to what KOECH was saying. KOECH made a very surprising statement when I heard him saying that last year the media broadcasted an attempt to take over Nairobi Hospital by a different section of the board, so a different section of the board. So what is the problem when the government intervenes?
When we had a problem with one of the hospitals in Eldoret that had been accused of organ harvesting, there was hue and cry from members of the public and the country. It even became a parliamentary question on, organs being harvested and being sent out. And it's even still, and it formed a basis of a parliamentary inquiry that was done by the Committee on Health.
Yep.
Now, to say, my question will be, is there a problem in Nairobi Hospital? The answer is yes. Anyone who has visited Nairobi Hospital recently will tell you that there has been a problem. As a patient or any other person who's been keen on Nairobi Hospital, you notice there was even an attempted takeover by a section of the board last year. Now, like has been said by Senator Veronica, this is a medical hub, not just for the country, but for the region. The president, and he said in his own remarks that he was approached by a group of professionals and doctors to intervene on what is happening in Nairobi Hospital. Let me tell you, and the president intervening, he said, and Veronica did mention that there have been about 14 meetings. He directed the head of public service to get into Nairobi Hospital and find out what was happening. The head of public service to find out what was happening in Nairobi Hospital. Okay, it's something that is in public, and we've realized there's a problem. So a section of the board coming out to say no, we do not have a problem, does not paint a real picture. We've seen situations in Nairobi Hospital. You have broadcasted in this media house a situation in Nairobi Hospital where a section of the wing was even being closed by another takeover.
So let me ask this question. So, in other words, KOECH is trying to tell us that the government intervened to take over what the media exposed, right? So, kama media ili expose ya kwamba Nairobi, there's a section of board that wants to take over Nairobi. Remember, William Ruto mwenyewe alisema juzi ya kwamba he is the patron of Nairobi Hospital. So you are saying that last year there is a section of the board. So the patron is also a member of this board, right? What if this patron what if this patron is the one that wanted to take over, but he was waiting for the right time? But then maybe something happened, and now the right time that maybe he was thinking has not come because amekuwa exposed before anything happens. Let us always be realistic. Kila wakati tujaribuni sana wakati mwingine we reason. I normally like it when we think outside the box. The problem with these politicians is that they normally think that people can just say anything, or maybe they can just say anything and nobody is going to look deeper into it. I really don't know. I really don't know what normally makes these people think that at the end of the day there is nothing, there is nobody that is going to look deeper into this, and hakuna mtu ambaye ataingia deeper into this thing and maybe tell us what's going on. So just imagine a guy, somebody telling us that last year a section of the, and we know very well that is the same thing that is happening right now. There is a section of these people, these members, surely. KOECH is a member of parliament from Bomet, lakini venye anafikiria. So, another thing that I've heard him talking about is the issue of the SGR, and he's saying that the SGR connecting all the way from Mombasa to Uganda, DRC, and South Sudan, it's going to become a doorway to East African and open up the market. Of course, we can agree that it's going to link both the countries. But is it really going to make the market friendly to everybody?
First, let me say that the president did last week two fundamental things. Number one, SGR connecting all the way from Mombasa becomes a doorway to East and Central Africa.
Yeah.
Running from through Narok, Bomet, Sondu, Ahero, Yala, and then to Mumias, to Uganda, to South Sudan, to DRC, and so on and so forth. That opens the market for the East Africa and Central Africa. That's very, very big sum, what happened. Number one, you remember that this railway project has stalled in Naivasha. And that was not where it was meant to be. In fact, at a point, many people had said it was a railway to nowhere. Now it is a railway to somewhere. So and it is designed to move about 22 million metric tons every year. If you combine that with the opening up of the Rironi-Mau Summit road that eventually will lead to almost the same destination, you realize the potential that is being opened up in our regions. The businesses are going to be opened up. The economic hub that is going to come out from Mombasa and Kisumu is massive. And for me, what was done is extremely very good for the business. It's very good for the country. It's very good for transport. It lowers carbon emission and opens potential of for farmers and for transport. So I think what the president did was over the weekend is something very big. Honorable Onyonka has alluded to the fact that the cost might be high. I've not been able to interrogate the numbers in terms of the cost of the project, but I'm certain that there's value for money compared to where it was. I mean, honestly, you have a railway that just was sleeping somewhere, going nowhere in Naivasha, and now we are opening up to the region. I think it's important. And even listening to Honorable Onyonka, he said this is a very laudable move by the state. The only problem is that it is not passing through his county. I think that was the issue that is raising. That is not passing through Kisii and Nyamira, and it should have been. It is a very good discussion. I'm not saying that it shouldn't.
Especially on the compensation, that there are people who speculate, they buy hoping that they will be the ones to be compensated when they sell off the land.
I'm not sure about the speculation, but I mean, business people do that many times. If you know that if you have hindsight of an idea that is probably going to give you more money, people will do that, unless there is a law that prohibits people from buying land that a railway station or a project is supposed to pass through. There isn't.
Okay.
So people can always, invest expecting returns. All we should say, and even when you do that, Sam, there's a cost of how much land is. People just don't buy land. There is precedent. There is how much has been bought before. And that is how it is analyzed. And I'm sure the lawyer...
Could I just...
No.
The second person that I want us to listen to is Veronica MAINA. Veronica MAINA is talking about Nairobi Hospital, the same thing. And she's saying that Nairobi Hospital needs help and needs a transitional board that will work in good faith. Hey, very wonderful.
Very sad story on Nairobi Hospital. And I want to first say that Nairobi Hospital was owned and managed by Kenya Hospital Association. It's a private members initiative, Kenya Hospital Association. This is an institution, medical center of excellence that has been treating over 290,000 patients per year. It not only serves Kenya, but it also serves the region. If you travel within Africa, you'll meet many people who say we have been treated at Nairobi Hospital or Aga Khan Hospital in Kenya. So when you have emergencies and very heavy medical complications from the region, they most likely are evacuated by air to Nairobi Hospital. You and me maybe someday have been treated at Nairobi Hospital. I have been treated at Nairobi Hospital. Many members of parliament have been treated there, and many Kenyans have been treated there.
Yep.
I want to say this. Nothing would be as reckless as a government watching that institution going down. Indeed, Sam, if I can be very honest with you, some doctors in Nairobi Hospital have been so desperate that they've even called people like ourselves and asked them, can't you people even help? Even when we have no locus absolutely, except having the oversight role on some of these institutions. So I would say this, and what I make of it. The president being the patron of this hospital, because he is the patron, I think he became patron, is it year 2023? It would be so aloof of him if he ignored this institution and watched this institution going down. Do you remember last year? Yep. I'm trying to lay the basis on why Nairobi Hospital needs help and why we must now have a board, a transition board that works in good faith, looks more into the interests of the patient care, looks more into the costing of the medical cost of loading out health care to Kenyans. Yeah. And looks into the real issues of Nairobi Hospital. Do you remember last year a circular was issued increasing the cost of medical cost of being treated in Nairobi Hospital by 61%? Do you remember an incident reported on newspaper that Nairobi Hospital, at one point, the patients could not even get hot water in the morning? Sam, do you remember all those? Have you seen Nairobi Hospital on TV, on your TV, on Citizen? People fighting at the door. Doctors and administrators fighting at the door of Nairobi Hospital with seats the way we have seen in some of the county governments. So I want to say this.
Intervene.
There have been battles that have rocked Nairobi Hospital that took the stature of that institution down. And if the president as a patron cannot have a say in helping that group to either maybe do elections to get the right board into office.
Senator Maina, that the Constitution, and I think they use the Articles of Association that recognize the name patron.
Yes.
The patron is mentioned 11 times, none of which require the patron to do anything in case of a conflict.
Remember, we have issues of audit queries in Nairobi Hospital about abuse of resources.
We have audit queries.
We have issues of board members coming into office wrongly. We have issues of that hospital being mismanaged, even patient care being questioned. Some. Now, for all those issues to be resolved, it's about how the board management is being ran.
Okay.
Now, for that to be done, there has to be a resolution between the warring factors, if it's the doctors or if it's the administration and the doctors, Sam. And the only way the patron can do is to bring everybody around the table,
which he hasn't done.
Get the elections. That is what he's trying to do. He said he's not going to give instructions.
Weaponizing the state,
Can I also
state agencies to arrest.
It seems like you're anticipating. I think what the patron needs to do, first of all, 14 meetings have been held trying to bring together all the warring factions.
That is based on what law?
Even mediation by itself would be good enough. Sam, if you had a solution today,
isn't it?
Yes, if you had a solution today, and there are court battles, by the way.
So is the president?
He is a patron, first of all. First of all, he is a patron. Then the CS for Health. Remember, these are institutions licensed under the Ministry of Health. You can't run a hospital in Republic of Kenya without being licensed by the ministry. I hope you know that. So don't make it appear as though the government has no say on establishment of a hospital.
I didn't say it has
the
no
licensing.
Say. I'm asking you, Senator Maina, and I'm sure you understand what I'm asking.
I am showing you the nexus and the relationship.
Hold on. Hear the question, then you can respond. How should the hospital, the president, or even the CS intervene in a private entity? Based on what law and guidelines? Right now, they even need a transition board of management, which helps them to come into terms with what their constitution states. But for the time being, actually, if I was the president, I would request them to dissolve that board. Sorry, based on what law? Based on their constitution, Sam. The constitution has no problem. They have their constitution. To ask for dissolution. They have their constitution. What is the role of a patron if he has no right to do that? Tell me. He can guide them. He can guide them. He can guide them. He can guide them to resolve the disputes. Do you think that role needs to be contained in the constitution? Okay, listen, Sam, listen. This is a hospital where they have taken one another to court, first of all. Surely we can't sit here. The only way, then it means we have nothing we are doing here. Senator Onyonka,
honestly,
she's finishing, then I'll hear you.
Then can't you allow us to intercept, because I'm doing nothing here.
Senator Maina.
Until I finish, you won't get the chance.
Sorry, don't
Yeah,
do
you
that.
see, that's how
Don't do
dictators,
that,
that's how
But
dictators
he's
are
not
created.
letting
She now
me.
thinks she's
He's not letting me.
Hear my question. And
He should
Thinks
respect
this
me
show
when
is
I'm
her
on the
show.
floor. The position itself is a logistics hub. And to prepare itself, where preparedness meets opportunity, Sam, that's when we'll have our economics going right. And once again, let me say, if there is a presidency that has delivered infrastructure, has delivered development, this is one such presidency which Kenyans will celebrate the way we now celebrate Kibaki. Later, Kenyans will say this is a presidency that delivered most of the infrastructure that Kenya need to prepare us to propel into that logistics hub.
All right, Senator Maina. Let me...
Nothing will be as reckless as the government watching an organization like Nairobi Hospital go down. So you're talking about the government cannot accept Nairobi government to go down. So in other words, you are trying to say that because the Nairobi Hospital is about to go down, so you come in and take over Nairobi Hospital, right? So William Ruto needs to take over Nairobi Hospital ASAP because he feels like Nairobi Hospital inaenda chini, inaenda kuanguka. Very wonderful. Can you listen to her? But a question is here. And I really thank Sam GITUKU for asking this question. So if the way they are saying that Nairobi Hospital needs help from within the government, and Sam is asking that, so you mean that the president is the one that should intervene? And then she's answering blindly by saying that right now they need transitional board of management. If I were the president, listen, if I were the president, I will request them to dissolve the board. You know, sometimes kwani viongozi wetu wanafikiria gaje? So William Ruto is supposed to tell the Nairobi Hospital to dissolve the board. As what? Okay, which law allows the government to tell Nairobi Hospital or an organization to dissolve its board? That is, you see, the reason why this thing was exposed was because there is a group of people that they were forcing Nairobi Hospital to employ some people. And then after Nairobi Hospital had refused to do the same, so wakaanza kuleta mambo. So nasikia kitu Veronica Maina is saying that the Nairobi Hospital is supposed to dissolve its board. Kuna vitu vingine ambavyo unanyamaza tu na unasema kwamba we hapa penye pamefika because saying that the failure of Nairobi Hospital is all about the way the board is being managed and being run. Tuko mbali. That's what I can say. We are very, very far. Anyway, let's listen to women rep of let's listen to our MAINA, what she has to say, and then we also listen to Onyonka. Then after listening to that, fellow Kenyans, you tell me what you think, because Onyonka is talking about the individual talking about they are saying where the individuals are saying that they are being forced to transfer the hospital to people in government. What the board members are being asked to do is to sign off the membership of the individual. So
of the habit as a country to upmark the cost of very many various undertakings in terms of development. And unfortunately, a lot of this infrastructure is used as a conduit for corruption. So what concerns me is that Kenyan taxpayer is going to incur debt in regard to this. And we have heard Museveni talk about the volume. How much are we exporting? Is it actually going to match up in terms of competition when you compare the road transport versus the SGR? So this comes as a genuine concern for every Kenyan. And at the end of the day, the Kenyan taxpayer is going to bear the burden of paying for this SGR line, will it actually cater for the needs, and will it not be so bloated by the time we are done constructing it that there will be no return on investment for the common mwananchi? And I do think that these are genuine and valid concerns. I think we do wait and see. We can see that we cannot even agree on the total cost of it. And we're also aware that we've had funding constraints. We are not even clear in our minds of the timelines this might take and the general cost of it. We know that we had the SHARP platform, which is projected by the end to cost around over 200 billion Kenya shillings. So for me, are we clear to Kenyans that this is the cost that will be incurred? This is the return for you as a taxpayer on the investment that we're going to make? Certainly we are not.
When any government does anything that is reasonable and fair, our responsibility is to acknowledge that. She's acting as if we think President William Ruto has never done anything. He has done some things. We give him credit for that. What we are saying, Sam, and I can run through 50 of these things. Let me just read 3. We are not saying Kenya doesn't need a railway line. No. She has just said it. She's in the National Assembly. What we are saying in other jurisdictions, by now, the Transport Committee should have sat down. By now, we should have taken the agreement the government has signed. By now, we should have been interrogating, even if you had a subcommittee, which would hold those meetings in closed door. That's not there. So as we speak, even you and me don't know the exact value of what this thing is going to cost. Those are our arguments. Number 2, we are not saying that Kenya can't have an airport. What we are saying, can you do an airport with comparative advantaged pricing? So that if, for example, you look at what Rwanda got, all right, and I would wish you go and see what they are doing, is Emirates is building an airport in Rwanda, in a place called Kanombe.
It's Qatar, not Emirates.
I mean Qatar, sorry.
Yeah.
The agreement which they signed with the Rwandese government is very simple. They agreed they are going to resuscitate Rwanda Air. They gave them a number of aeroplanes. They have agreed that the airport is going to be done, and in fact, the Qatar is going to make that to be the regional airport for them, for all the operations in Africa.
Okay.
When you come to what the project does, Senator Veronica, we are not silly or anti-government. We understand what you're saying. It is true, it looks like there's something. What we are questioning is very simple. The hardware makes sense. That the president is going to Kisumu and saying he's going to have a railway and it will change the trading and it will make the economy boost. We accept. That's the hardware. What we are talking about in Kenya, nobody wants to discuss the software. The software is, as we speak, we are getting tidbits on the compensation that is going to be done on the railway line. As we speak, we don't even know whether the engines that are coming are going to be brand new or not. Yep. Nobody is going to speak on what the realities are, on what the real cost of investment and return of investment on this railway is going to be in the next, let's say, 5 years.
Okay.
So what we are saying, Sam, is this.
Yep.
We are not just creating as passions. For me, I'm just raising caution because every single transaction that the government has put its hands on, it's a scam.
Okay.
I mean, Sammy, look at, we left NHIF.
Yes.
Dr. Nyikala said with his Committee of Health, for the first time, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Can you note that?
I think all we can say is that there is a compromisation going on somewhere, especially when it comes to these issues of hospitals and everything. But who is coming to help? Who is going to really help this? Who is in that position to help this thing going on? Or maybe to help to manage all these issues or all these things? You understand? So please, let me know what you think at the comment section. And don't forget to drop me your comment telling me where you're watching this video from and how these videos are reaching. The most important thing, fellow Kenyans, is please don't forget to subscribe. After subscribing, you're going to get the notification. You're going to give yourself a chance. Any moment there's a video that has been uploaded, it will be very easy for you to get it. Until we meet again in the next video, if it is possible, I've been your host, Boniface Awino. Bingo.